Noisy neighbors, two solutions.
House, which has been a good experience apart from the noisy neighbours.
That means it was bad experience.
And the effect, I think at times, is miraculous. I was very, very impressed. One night, the neighbours had a party.
This is kind of what we're gonna talk about. However, there's more apocalyptical things that have stacked against us. But sure, 2024, the year of noise and disrespect, and most importantly, the purge, where people just attempt to do whatever the fuck they want. Unfortunately, good people would not participate in the purge. They cannot do that. They just gonna see the stupid people perform all these insane acts of ruining other people's lives. That's what the purge is. You steal things from other people, and the easiest thing to steal is the quiet, the peace and quiet. The easiest shit to steal. At any location, anywhere you go, someone can just start screaming and steal your peace and quiet. All of a sudden, raising your, stress levels, fight and flight levels. This is the moment where, unfortunately, you actually have to approach the person and tell them to stop. There's actually no other way. You obviously have to assess the danger of whether you can defeat them, basically. Whether you can physically confront them. If you have any chance of getting respect out of them or not. This is it, bro. We're under attack by them demons, bro. Which is crazy. We have been through COVID. Why make it worse? Why make life more miserable? But they don't stop, Ever since the pandemic, the 2020, there has been years of rampant destruction, basically, of the world. And I want to review every single year of what happened to me personally, because I have been inspired by a certain video. But let's review a little bit. Yeah, someone having a party is a tough one. This one is like almost impossible to defeat, dude. If you cannot stop a party, if a party is happening within the hours where police cannot do anything or doesn't interfere, this is the most insane thing ever. But you literally have to go out there and fight. Because your time is being wasted, Like, what else are you gonna do with your time if not fight back?
They allowed me. You can't sleep. Be the white noise machine.
Yeah, you literally have to dive into white noise. Now, this is too specific. I would imagine you'll be fine with just a regular smart Bluetooth speaker. You can just play white noise yourself. Or brown noise.
Your bedside. It takes a bit of getting used to the first night. It takes a while to get off to sleep, but then you find that no matter how loud the neighbours play their music, with the bass going boom, 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 it just sort of blends in to the fan noise. And I thought it was wonderful. So that was my problem solved, and things got even better when the neighbour went to live with their boyfriend.
How did you know that, by the way?
Usually have proper stereos because they're obsessed with technology, and they will pump out this fucking music that sounds like someone hitting the side of a water butt with a fucking mallet at any hour of day or night. Because situation, you may at first counter it by putting on your own stereo.
Yeah, you will counter it by becoming evil yourself, because of course that will bring the self-awareness to the evil people. At this point, it's like, don't even bother. You just pure confrontation. Just enjoy that. Because people are that evil. There's never anything I have been able to solve in any other way of just calling police or making my own noises. It's just pure confrontation. Like, that's the only thing that fucking works, bro. In fact, they're gonna be a lot more annoyed to confront with you because you annoyed them a little bit. It's just better go to fucking clean, splash them with your existence and the fact that your time is being taken by them, you know, like you have to take it back. This is just what I've learned. This is why on the tier list of insanity, 2024 was 11 out of 10 in a way. Let's put a 10 out of 10 to not break the mold, basically, but you get the idea. I'm just gonna put 10 points. It's the maximum. 2021 also is a 10 on an apocalypse scale of how much it actually impacted. Well, 2020, I just kind of scoffed at it. Like, let's put it at 2. Even though COVID happened, I didn't care that much. It didn't really bother me or affect my life. Maybe because I'm just an anti-social creature. I don't have any friends to keep in touch with. We didn't get to talk to each other about the damn phenomenon. It's just nothing. 2022 and 2023 felt also bare minimum. I don't think I'll be able to dig out more than 1 point. Which looks very sus because what is this? This is not even that crazy, but there's these like incredible spikes. And very likely 2025 is going to get a 10 as well now. Is this how I live my life? I just get in trouble and it crushes me with a boulder? Holy crap, man. You wake up one day and you're just in trouble. I would say it's a little bit different with this one. Russia attacking Ukraine and creating inflation. It's not out of the ordinary. This is actually a 3. What I've survived is renovation. The signing of renovation. 2023. Signing renovation. There has been a couple of gatherings in my community, right? My apartment community. They want to like renew the house, the apartment building. But that renovation cost almost 3 times more than buying new apartments, which all of a sudden makes no fucking sense. They're treating us like rich people and stealing our money, basically. We're basically repurchasing our apartments. None of this makes sense. For a very long time, you would be paying rent, basically. We were able to dodge this bullet, and I was like very pissed. And my mom was just willing to fucking sell her soul for this shit. Convinced that there's no other way almost. Which is absolute insanity, you know? All of a sudden I had to wake up and get really fucking upset. I was getting fucking jumpy on this one. Holy shit, this lasted a very long time. I would say it's a fucking 4. Because it's secretly just sell your soul to the Satan. It's absolute insanity that we had to dodge. You know, we would have to relocate by force at this point. But because we didn't relocate by force, something else happened. It just gotten worse. And I didn't know how to fucking solve this problem because I don't have any courage. I try to throw any person out there. Police, neighbors, my mom, throw it into the fire so they could fucking do that shit. And I could help them out. You know, I can improve their performance. But they actually just went against me. You know? Everyone turned against me. Everyone made me feel that I'm the one that's evil, but it's crazy, dude. I just want to solve a problem of people being fucking disrespectful. Loud and noisy and just like, it's crazy. The amount of encounters I had to do and confrontations to attempt to stop them, and still, today I did one.
So there's my advice. If you have problematic, unemployed, drug addict, fucking useless neighbours, deafen those cunts before they can deafen you.
I mean, you can declare war. You can go revenge mode, and it's not gonna look good if things get sucked into the court, you know. You can only win with confrontation, unfortunately. There's no other way. It's just people forgot that. It's just like Fight Club. Let's not talk about Fight Club, you know? Let's just become the evil ourselves. Like, you would be lucky if you could actually focus the noise only on the neighbors that are noisy, and those are the only ones that exist. But if you try to do that, in most situations, you're going to annoy neighbors who are already annoyed to some extent, and now they're going to be annoyed by you as well. They're going to treat you as evil. That is not the solution. The solution is attempt to solve the solution and steal their time as well. Of like, if they're stealing your time, might as well spend time with them and tell them how fucking pieces of shit they actually are, you know, and investigate of who are these fucking losers, basically. If you have the moral mindset that you're better than them, might as well tell them to their face. I couldn't find a better solution to that, unfortunately. You have to catch the thief that's stealing your fucking peace and quiet, and you tell officer and anyone else who pursues you, as this is what you are protecting. This is health advice. A fucking health advice. This is what inspired me. Paul Watson, the most respectable news source, can often do an even more respectable thing of saying what the problem is actually, you know, actually nailing down. He's very upset about just diversity infiltrating cities and messing shit up and destroying people's lives. And this is technically on that same topic, but it's happening to me. And not because of diversity, it's just because it's the purge. It's people wanting to annoy neighbors a lot more than usual. They just love that shit. But if they confront you and you're a fucking badass dude, then they might fucking stop, you know? Obviously, it will evolve for 3 more years. You're a badass dude, they will lay down traps to make sure that a badass dude meets another badass dude. Like, these NPCs, they have a fucking battle plan against entire rest of humanity. They're not fucking playing around, and we're gonna get to the health benefits very soon. No, like, health concerns, I would say, very soon. I would almost put it at 11 of like this hits the spot, you know, of where my life becomes miserable and I can't escape. Just, it is pure evil. In fact, 11 is the number of the flat that just turned everything upside down. Literally, flat 11. Literally, people appeared magically at 2024. They magically just appeared. Rented a place, and they're the worst scum of the earth, to the point where who can I talk to reverse this process, you know? But again, every scum of the earth you get to control. They don't get to slip through your fingers. They will try to lie to you, they will try to intimidate you. You know, all that can fall apart, and all of a sudden they have to fucking listen, you know? For them to face me, it's gonna just shock them at first because I'm just one dude, and it's like, how the fuck that guy, you know? But at the same time, they still don't know what level of a human being they're actually facing, and whether they're gonna be tortured and ripped apart bit by bit, you know, like, this is how much, just like, I got in trouble because of them, you know, like, I had to confront them. Me, one person that everyone hates all of a sudden, everyone else just turns evil, and I had to confront them too, and stop everyone by myself? Are you fucking kidding me? This whole box of dominoes could just collapse onto me, you know? They could attempt to ruin my life somehow. Just fucking plot something. Because it's actually possible, you know? They just stopped, you know? They felt some goodness in their hearts, and that helps them survive. of whoever I really am, because they just keep realizing it's just me, dude. But why is it just me? Why am I the only fucking one with conscience? You know? It scares the shit out of me that I have this responsibility. And I have the responsibility to give it to you that this is impact to health.
The city's noise levels average dB levels far higher than what the World Health Organization deems acceptable. And now in London, the comparatively gentle hum of a black cab is being drowned out by a new sound on the streets. The blaringly aggressive ear cancer unleashed by tuk-tuks. While you may think noise pollution is just a minor nuisance, it's actually incredibly unhealthy and even life-threatening.
It is not just nuisance. I mean, you're insane if you think that way. It's a sense that you can actually pretend that it's not a big deal. It's one of those senses that would only trigger certain type of people who are sensitive and are willing to fight back. Not people who just laid back and just gave up on their lives and have nothing to do, nothing to focus on. To them, noise might actually even be entertaining. Who the fuck knows? But even they, like, just, I don't know, man. They're just completely zombified. And I'm thinking about my mom when I say that. Like, she was completely useless. She can't hear anything at all. It's like crazy, dude. In fact, no one ever confirmed that they heard anything except one time when, like, a child is, like, screaming or whatever. Like, oh, they can hear that one. But that's it, man. To not have any backup on this issue was absolute devastation. The reason why 2021 was a devastation is for a whole different reason. All right? Government got me, you know. I went a little bit into the deep end because I try to put someone out of my private fucking place, you know, out of my privacy, just push them away. It was an old woman. She fell, broke a leg. It's over, bro. And because I had a mental illness tag, I have been hospitalized for a year. A very simple thing happened. Yes, I shouldn't have done it. I should have handled fucking old people like that. But guess what? Anger, you know, I don't feel rules when I'm angry. I want to get that person out of my fucking life. I don't double check their fragility levels or whatever, you know? Plus, she was resisting. But guess what? They didn't even invite me to court. None of that was fair. You know, I wasn't even able to defend myself of all those things. So they got me. They took 1 year away from me. Actually, it was 13 months. And it was documented by me. All right, so if you go back in time far enough, maybe on my channel, maybe somewhere else, I document it on my Discord too a little bit. But no, it's closed. So only on my channel, maybe you can find some snippets of me disappearing, coming back, blah, right? But I get to sneak peek. There's downsides and there's benefits to it. So I literally get government benefits, passive income. It's like, fuck yeah, I sit comfortably now. No worries. Not necessarily needing the passive income, but feeling more financially secure, you know? I got to live a very, very different life for an entire year. A life without internet. A life surrounded by people, surrounded by other people, who I would not fucking tell them that they're mentally ill in any capacity. We're just kind of unfortunate people, like, genuinely, and it's so annoying to be in that different place where just a story label on top of everything, and just being held in captivity until the court decides that you are free to go all of a sudden. Why so much interference? You know, it's not like I did additional problems, you should just be free to go. You know, court, if there's no additional problems, you don't need to go to court again. But nah, you do. Every single fucking 6 months, you got to double check. And after first 6 months, they're fucking bitter. You know, they don't like to release you at first 6 months. They roll the dice 50-50, bro. On your story, they might actually do that again. You know, they feel it's you, jerky boy. What I did in court was like confronted about, but this is punishment. And it's like, no, it's not. The judge is like, no, it's not a punishment. What? That tripped me over so fucking much. In a way, I can still like back off and be like, yeah, okay, maybe. Because I'm getting actually rewarded for it. I'm being treated as someone who deserves passive income. Like, I need a little bit of help money. All right, cool. Just like my mom. Except my mom is on a whole different level almost. It's cool. It's not exactly how I would like my life to be, but I'll take it, you know. I am busy doing other things that nobody fucking understands if they're above age of 40 plus, you know, like, fuck you. You don't understand nothing. And most people don't understand at all, right? That's why they don't watch my videos. They do not understand what I'm doing. I'm trying to do self-improvement, put everything together as coherently as possible. Obviously, another label is like danger to society. This is another outrageous thing. It's just like they keep fucking stacking outrageous things that obliterate me, just make me even angry of like, why would you do all this? This is pointless. You can just help people, and that's going to be a lot more valuable than actually attempting to punish people and calling it not a punishment. Just help them, like give them a chance to be helped, not to fucking be jailed. Especially in the uncomfortable condition, because you know 2021 was the year of the COVID. What was uncomfortable, you were barely even able to get books to read. And I hate reading books, bro. But it was one of the options of what to do. Reading books, writing something down into my own notes. And finally, making a card game. Making a card game was such a fucking blissful moment that in a way it makes it less of a fucking painstake, but it's still a fucking 10, right? Like, I would want to put it at 9, but this card game is still not alive. I'll put it 9 because even when I was hospitalized by force, not a punishment, guys. Not a punishment. It's actually 3 times the punishment. It's not 5 times or 10 times the punishment. It's just that they do these outrageous things, especially women. They disagree on definitions on purpose. On purpose, they just disagree on definitions with everyone. That's not what it is. It's actually that thing over here. It's just so fucking brutally power-crept of a behavior, including the definition that men are pigs and all that basic shit, you know? They mess with definitions all the time for self-benefit because we just leave it hanging, you know? We allow them to. It's too fucking loose. It's women ruling over me in that situation. Like, men would actually be able to comprehend what the fuck's going on if they put in a fucking few brain cells in the right direction. If they cared more. But they don't know how to care. They're not in trouble, so why bother, you know? So yeah, what makes this significantly better, even though it just sucked me in, it was just like a workplace. And half of the time, I was actually earning money for staying there. So it worked out. I mean, it's not horrendous experience. In fact, it more like lingered, I would say. What was horrifying and why this punishment was like so fucking crazy to me. Also, this was a little bit worse. It wasn't just COVID, but there's still, you know, remnants of something that I had to clean up since 2019. Since 2019, I have been dealing with evil people that my mom has accumulated. My mom has attracted a bunch of fucking rats that would come all the way up just to fucking bother her, basically. And one of those rats, you know, were close to my mom. I tried to push her away, and this is what happened. We fucking amplified into a spike. And maybe it turns into a spike because I'm making some kind of mistake, or I accumulated a mistake, and I get this like punishment of the apocalypse. Like, this is the worst thing ever. The punishment of the apocalypse. Imagine that. Those are really painful. But then this doesn't even feel like a punishment. Or all of this usually feels like it just reverses itself into something else. Also, just fascinating. One of those rats like stole a lot of money from me. Maybe it was in 2020. I would actually consider this +1. Stealing like 2K euros. That was all I got, you know. It was just laying around, and I just let it slide. Let it slip. It was a big fucking slip, but it ruined a big portion of my life, you know. So yeah, the whole time there's tensity, except when Russia attacked. Then I felt nothing. But most people would feel this like pending doom because there's draft, there's army being put together by the governments all over Eastern Europe, especially. Mobilization, right? It is dirty shit, you know. People are pulling on each other. Whether it's capitalism or government, yeah, it was some bit of a restless time. One thing that pulls this to level 4 is technically the rising prices that I had to actually tighten my belt and constantly think of, like, in a shop environment, what to purchase. Just like wearing a mask in 2020 was like an uncomfortable situation. In fact, masks just straight up scared the shit out of me. They mean way too much. A mask means way too much, and it's just uncomfortable. It's not actually something I can't even say, you know? You can't question the effectiveness of masks, guys. You can't fucking do that. Even though there's many question marks. Especially when people makeshift their own masks. They put fucking their underwear on their face. I mean, congratulations. Not only we don't know how to breathe, but we were actively suffocated during that year. To the point where, like, a lot of people had to fucking wake up and realize we're in a downfall. If this doesn't turn into something like great, this is the apocalypse. This is the moment where bad things are going to be happening. A variety of bad things. A great variety of bad things. And never interact with a person who does not care and always send notes to people who might care, who might fucking respond. It is such a war zone right now that we have to fucking hold hands with each other to be able to withstand the NPC warfare that has been declared, that governments with their psychotic fucking mindset are enjoying watching this thing unfold. Celebrities don't even give a fuck, you know? They're just always untouchable. We are alone in this situation. And we need perfect tools of being able to deal with this, because this is the effect it has. Like, every year has a little bit of a different flavor of insanity. 2024 started off with a crazy situation just keep getting worse, you know. I never had like this doctor confrontation against me, like, damn. That put me in a spiral of like, shit, maybe I just want to starve myself, at least to test drive starvation, because that's the only way. Like, if they capture you again, it's not going to be interesting anymore. It's just going to be pure torture. You know, you're not going to discover anything new. So might as well just fucking flex those starvation capabilities to, you know, threaten anyone who wants to torture you. Well, you know what starvation is. You know what self-destruction of consciousness is, and that these people will have terrible lives if they just allow you to self-destruct. You see, it's very difficult to like genuinely find evil because the world gives you many tools to retaliate. It might not give self-esteem to retaliate, but you definitely have ways to retaliate. You just saw 2 clips of a man who was defending himself and a man who's very aggressive. It is best to combine both of the ways and just slowly defend yourself, slowly attack other people, and confront them. Self-defense is also important. Soundproofing the home as much as possible is great. If there's any sort of like door that gets slammed, you can soundproof the door slam just by putting some foam in between, right? And all of a sudden it's great again. A certain type of footwear can be loud and annoying. You can force people to change that? I don't know, man. That's my mom's business. We're having an argument of just her using slippers in the first place. It's annoying. She really wants to have that fucking control, and holy shit, will she face wrath of asking for so much control so fucking often to try and keep the house clean and keep her thoughts clean of all things. Like, you can clean all these things, but she's such a germaphobe, and all of a sudden it's the worst behavior imaginable because she's a germaphobe. She has the worst behavior imaginable because of that one trait. She asked me to clean this, to not leave the fucking toilet unclean. That one I can understand. But there's some other fucking things that like piss me the shit off. While she doesn't care, she's just destroying literally the woods, shaving the wood off in the kitchen with her chair every time she sits down, just shaving that shit. There's a fucking hole basically made in the kitchen. This doesn't bother her, you know? We're not on fire to try and solve this problem. She will never ask for help in any occasion. And very often I have to force my mom, you know, just like there's still taking care and fighting my mom. I don't get the benefit of just living rent-free. This is a job, bro. It's a full-time fucking job of living with a monster. Having no friends, having no support system. Like, it's just absolute drag. So people shouldn't even glorify it like, oh, you live in mom's basement. This is a lot worse. All right? Plus, you're not my friend. You don't even know the situation, nor can we compare it with anything at all. And if my situation is good, that's actually a good thing and not a fucking bad thing, you know? If I magically just live rent-free and nobody's actually bothering me, if you compare situations, god damn it, bro. That's how you should be doing this whole time, to save up money. To not have so much anxiety and run around and to work for other people, you know, who will just use that money to employ other people once again. Use your labor to get more money to employ other people. It's the... you just don't understand. You're just wasting yourself thinking that this is a moral thing to do. And that's the people that I had to talk to all the time. Just, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? We're living life, and it's just like, let's not bother each other about that. Let's just celebrate the good side of life. How about that? And try to help each other and get as many benefits as possible from each other, as many win-wins. All of these fucking virtue signaling in a hateful manner, like the shit I had to face online, like the people are so anti-productive and anti-social. Like you would want to see their face at that point, because there's a chance that they would get embarrassed or something. You would want to see their face in their lifestyles. I get insecure about this because people made it that way, and it's the dumbest thing. It's not like opportunities are hitting my forehead. No one actually running around employing people. No one has good ideas or good work opportunities to give. It's all slavery. I am much more comfortable being lazy, getting passive income, not paying rent. This is a lifestyle that I would want everyone to have, you know? Finding my mom amplified in 2024 mostly. And yes, evil can always be molded into something that you can control and take advantage of. So that's why it's hard to find it, you know? It's so easy to defeat it. It's so easy for you to have it for yourself and flex real virtues as you're defeating the evil that most people wouldn't be able to. What added even more fuel to the problems is Dad's arrival, bro. Fucking Vegeta just hit the planet Earth. Oh boy. And yeah, he created just a big share of drama himself without any benefits. Just brought more awareness to the house situation, but like, I am the one taking all of the fucking responsibilities, and I feel miserable and defeated because taking all the responsibilities is a burden that is impossible to do well in a situation like that. You can do some things, you can progress something forward, you can maintain things so they don't fucking collapse, and embrace other people's attempt to do the same thing. But personally, nah, I just don't even see a lifestyle like this. I would care to sell the house if I knew for a fact. And yes, I have a house. I have crazy property, you would think. But no, this is not American house. This is European house. Without any plumbing or any of the good shit. It's cheap. It's not gonna sell for much whatsoever. It has electricity, so I guess that's fucking awesome. Electricity usually is that thing that magically just fixes all your problems. So maybe we just wait a little bit longer, and more technology is gonna hit the floor and become cheaper, and all of a sudden I can do something smart. Because another principle is like, don't run away principle. Don't run away. You saw again those two clips and the required balance that you need to find within yourself to attack and defend yourself at the same time. Running away is way too much self-defense. All right? Perseverance is actually much greater virtue, because you can always run into another problem, another set of problems, and destroy the lifestyle that you had until you recreate it slowly. It would take like a month to get yourself back up to speed, and because you just ran away. I hope there was a good reason to run away, but at the same time, how would you manage to manifest a good reason to run away? It's very questionable. The only time I had to really run away and be happy about it is when I ran away from rent. The most vicious cycle of slavery there is. I wonder if I could label these years as something. We haven't finished watching this, by the way.
A Harvard study found that every 5 decibel increase in the average 24-hour noise level was associated with a 34% increase in heart attacks, strokes, and other serious heart-related problems.
It's one way to put it, you know, it's a way to put it where it actually pops your fucking eyeballs out and you start listening. In 2024, I had found like 20 sorts of noises, 20 types of noises that I've never heard before even. Dogs barking louder than normal. Children playing in weird manners. Or running around in your neighbor's place, screaming. Just opening, closing the door slamming basically, right? Music, loud music outside, from the cars, motorcycles, birds, fucking birds, dude, have attacked me with noise. Trains, I have bitched and moaned about trains and people actually turned around to listen. They were actually compelled to tell me that trains are still good even though they produce noise. No, bro. Noise is deadly. You don't understand how serious that shit is. Noise pollution and evil will reduce your productivity. There's one more clip. I gotta fucking roll.
Negative people ruin your life. There was actually a study that was done in 2006. It was called the bad apple effect, where they took groups of 5 people and randomly added a negative person to some of the groups to see how it would affect the group while they were working on tasks. The groups that had one negative person did 40% worse on all of their tasks, and the quality of their work decreased by 25%. They also found that groups that had a negative person had 50% more conflicts and more disagreements, which led to less effective collaboration. The crazy part about it though, these sessions were only like 30 to 60 minutes. Some of you have had negative people in your life your entire life though. Imagine what they're doing to you mentally. You have to be okay with letting people go because your mental health is so important that you need to prioritize that over everything else.
And well, negative people can manifest in and out by becoming the noisy people. And then you can use that to decipher if everyone around you is just a passive piece of shit, basically, passive NPC, because, you know, NPCs will amplify negativity. They will let it spread. They will make it more complicated for you to solve the issue and get rid of the negative person. The negative person will latch on to all these NPCs who are not doing anything. They're not helping you in any way. This is what's up. There are the demons going rampant and ruining life right now, ruining quality of life at least by 50%. You know? For me, it's 50%. For other people, their futures might be ruined, you know, for a certain amount of time. I confront things in the moment. I try to do the best thing I can, and it's a fucking full-time work to actually do this shit. What's gonna happen in 2025? I mean, God help us all with this vortex here. My prediction, maybe I get a hit by like a 7. But at the same time, this could be fucking huge. If I say yes too early, I mean, this would just be a punishment, you know? You have to say yes in the end of the year to someone that you cared about the whole year. You cared about them to some extent. You say yes to them. They might change your life. And maybe you're together gonna face the 2 last years of the apocalypse. realizing that you do need each other because of all of this shit happening all the way across, and trying to, you know, damage people's lives and sometimes impacting you directly. You should do the same exercise and reflect on these last 5 years, seeing the impact that this had. So all of a sudden the panic settles in, right? The sudden panic, the fear, spreads across the world of something is wrong. The next thing is to stop the panic, but it's so difficult, you know, let's just settle in with the panic. I got hit by a stop sign, unfortunately. You know, one person was panicking. It's another interpretation of the same event, but one person panics, comes here, asks for money. I start panicking, is like, get the fuck out of here. We're not going to give you any money. And I get hit by a stop sign because I didn't handle that situation properly. Now, there's probably a lot of things to reflect, but fuck that shit at this point. And again, like, even though you spend 1 year in like a jail type of situation, you cannot reflect on your crime. You can only reflect on your crime when your brain has grown. You reflect on your crime every now and then. You shouldn't be submerged in a punishment to reflect on your crimes. That's just not going to work. It's not useful. You reflect on your crimes every now and then. You should go get consultation of some kind, get extraction of, like, have you done some kind of reflection? Have you gotten insights about what you have done wrong and whatnot? Like, that would be an actually productive thing to offer a human being than punishment. Just straight punishment is just another form of panic of the government, basically, to try and stop. The panic is the panic of the governments. It's the opposite. It's like, okay, that's enough. We have John Cena's, and you have to take the John Cena right in there 3 times just to be sure. Get punched by John Cena. I took it. I got negative effects. But a lot worse is when the needle comes in every fucking month. Just once a month. A needle once a month almost destroyed my life. It had such crazy health complications to the point where, yes, John Cena is autism. All right? Just a straight road to autism easily, bro. No matter what people say, because I lived through that shit. And they were able to, you know, unplug me from that. Self-destruction. Holy crap, man. They should face consequences. They're just free. They're just running around, you know, living their lives. That's why you have to hold on to history, because it's very likely that the justice lags. Justice lags behind. You know, it's still trying to get justice to Elon Musk, a 20 years older person than us, you know? And while we're trying to catch Elon Musk, you're still waiting for justice. You're still not going to get your stupid justice, basically. This is why you have to fucking hold on to your history. You have to write it down, double check everything, you know? Remember, value your memories, because one day you will be able to take that fucking revenge, get your apologies from everyone around you who deserve to apologize to you, because they might actually get benefits from that. You know, you're not just doing it for selfish reasons. I would offer like $1,000 if I had a lot of money for just a good apology. You know, fuck it. Give me a good apology. I give you some cash. Let's see who can actually do that. Who can humble themselves down. That will make for good fucking YouTube content. I have that in the bag, you know. I have accumulated good YouTube content. You should subscribe because of that. Harder, okay? Fucking harder. I know it's 50 minutes in, but like, bro. If you're subscribed, you can still type, I subscribed, you know, and all of a sudden, you just subscribed again. Using that particular video. Using your self-esteem, you manifested a second tiny subscription, Sparkle. I mean, I'll take that, bro. Or you technically declared that you subscribed, but because you never said that out loud. Like, imagine that. That's the noise that you're supposed to hear of people declaring something that they're actually proud of. Not just making noise because you can irritate other people and that's fun, you know. This was the bang. It started with a bang of, like, Russia actually attacked Ukraine, which is absolute madness. Why would they do that, right? And then we got the burn of our wallets are burning, and this might actually not stop because this was happening kind of the whole time. It was raising prices this whole time. It's just like, whoop, as well. To the point where you can't even trust the businesses of, like, what? Are they getting profits out of this? What's going on? This is crazy. So many evil people just turn their evils on. Just all of them uniting for the same purpose of screwing you over. The governments, the businesses, the just regular NPCs, bro. What the fuck is next, bro? Who could possibly just come down on us and just slam dunk? There's a pattern. There's a pattern. The government is labeled as a psychotic personality. Then you have the narcissistic personality, right? And then you have the earth anarchistic personality. Anarchistic. Anarchy. Look at that. Earth. The next personality that will finish the apocalypse is the personality of water, the social personality. What's going to happen exactly? Who knows? But what has been brewing underneath the apocalypse is the rise of AI and the fact that we're literally, like, internet is slipping through our fingers and can be used to manipulate people's perception of reality even, which would definitely evolve to the point where it's active duty of blacking out the internet in one way or the other, making us really panic in a different manner. For now, only tech gurus can see, like, damn, this is scary, but, like, we have no idea what these years of, like, AI and, like, we will have to regulate that shit and, like, get bored of it in a way, get tired of it, so it actually starts shutting down more than getting out of control. That's the clue that I have. I'm not exactly sure. For now, we're just going to play out this year, and I will announce the next one, the next predictions, all that shit. And Vortex here just starting off with this, like, TikTok ban, but then the TikTok ban was lifted. And all of a sudden, it's like, what? Come on, man. They're going to make a deal. Maybe. Donald Trump is going to fix the universe. I mean, that's the hope and dream. But clearly, the apocalypse is not over. Donald Trump's settling in might just make things worse for the rest of the world. America is going to turn into some kind of chaotic mess. Who knows, man? People gonna protest Donald Trump's existence just like they always tend to do, you know? And it's the most demoralizing thing to hope for a savior. Oh boy. But even I have that feeling, like, I wish there was a savior. Like, I'm hoping for a lot of shit to happen. For something to happen. For humanity to not be stale garbage all the time. For haters to bounce off and reflect onto themselves. For this magical shit to happen. Where more positivity happens than negativity. But it ain't happening right now. Back to noise.
Elevated ambient noise increases stress levels, triggers the brain's fight or flight response, and is directly tied to an increase in anxiety medication use and depression. As part of our drive to
See a drive towards self-destruction, medication even, like, it's unbelievable. Ever since I came out of my mom's womb, I had to fight her, basically, for being a noisy piece of shit, for talking to herself, of all things. The most unproductive thing. I'm doing the same thing. But I'm archiving information, and some people tapping into that information, which is great. It justifies the existence of this material. Not quite as much as I hope it would reach more audience. Like, people would finally appreciate education for once. After seeing this. This does not scare them? What the hell, man? If this does not scare them, then apocalypse is their little fucking playground that will be shut down. That Donald Trump is a little bit of a savior because something even greater is coming. The end of the apocalypse is coming. You know, where everything is going to be fixed and put in place. The weirdest thing people say is, like, Trump is pro-Russian, but, like, Trump is anti-death. That's what he wants people to know. Anti-death. Everyone should be anti-death. Is the easiest stance to take anti-death, you know? Everyone should have more chances to live a life. To get more lives, basically. More chances to live a life. If you do a crime, your life is diminished. Every year is like a life bar, you know? Where you can take damage, take significant damage to your life. Even this job system, known as slavery, can take your life away. It is important to be anti-death and fight to have more life. This is a more easier attitude to talk about. And if you can attach that to Trump, you can trust that person. Whoever you can attach this label to. I'm fighting anti-death war for a very long time as well. I'm hoping to earn trust of people at some point. It is draining and this video is over. You know, I reflected on my history. I can't see into these years of 2022 because they're so calm. It's so normal. This is when I went full speed on making YouTube videos and my career was just going up, and I was increasing the quality of my YouTube rewind every single year, including this one. Well, this one, questionably not that improved, but in terms of views, in terms of, like, accumulated knowledge about YouTube and behavior that I possess, the skill, I'm that much better. Not 2 times. Not 2 times. I increase 2 times every half a year. Every year, my influence grows 4 times. And I'm very proud of that. This is how it's supposed to be, almost. You always can find that step forward. Accumulate those steps forward. In half a year, you're 2 times more powerful in your category of where you seek power. This is how power works. Every year, you can increase your power 4 times. And I want to know about it as well. Tell your story, you know? YouTube. I'm YouTube CEO. I want to hear other people's stories. That is the ending, all right? Let's make YouTube great again. How about, you know, Donald Trump is all about America's president. It's just esteems president. That a savior could happen to a country. But we could make it across the internet, you know? If someone like me, the anti-death expert, comes in and saves the day by teaching people what they fucking need to learn. you know, and listening to their stories. So I get to learn as well at the same time and compile their knowledge back to you. Just the cycle of knowledge instead of cycle of capitalism where money makes more money. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Knowledge. All right? Knowledge, experience, the pride of learning from each other's mistakes and stories and downfalls and picking each other up, you know. That's the bright future I see. After the apocalypse, of course. Fuck this shit. We have to survive. Scary, man.